We live in the age of the ally. Every brand wants to look inclusive. Every influencer posts a black square. Every company throws rainbows on its logo in June. But how much of that is real, and how much is performance? Welcome to Filtered Society, where inequality meets social media. Today, we're breaking down the rise of performative allyship, when support for marginalized groups becomes more about appearances than action, because in a world built on optics, even justice has been turned into content. In the wake of George Floyd's murder, millions took to the streets, and just as quickly, brands took to Instagram. Statements of solidarity, hashtags, corporate commitments to do better. But look closer, and you'll see something hollow. A $2 trillion company like Amazon posts about Black lives, while being called out for abusive labor conditions, surveillance, and discrimination. Fashion brands tweet about equality, while exploiting women of color in their supply chains. Influencers film themselves at protests, only to leave after the camera stops rolling. The performance is the point, because being seen caring is more profitable than actually changing anything. This is performative allyship. It looks like support, but it serves the system, because it lets institutions and individuals appear progressive without confronting their own complicity. It's a corporate pride campaign that lasts 30 days, while the same company donates to anti-LGBTQ politicians. It's a diversity panel with no power to make hiring decisions. It's sharing educational posts, but ignoring real-life injustice. It's hiring a DEI consultant without changing the hiring pipeline. It's a one-time donation without shifting long-term priorities. And it's not just corporations, it's people too. It's posting a quote with no context. It's showing up to a protest for a selfie. It's speaking over, rather than alongside, those most impacted. Performative allyship is about comfort. Real allyship is about cost. Social media makes it worse, because the algorithm rewards visibility, not accountability. The louder the post, the more engagement. The more engagement, the more brand growth. That feedback loop turns allyship into marketing. It's not about systemic change. It's about seeming like you care. And the consequences are real. When activism becomes aesthetic, marginalized voices get sidelined. When support is shallow, nothing structural shifts. And when allyship becomes content, people start mistaking awareness for action. We've seen it with influencer-led fundraisers that go nowhere, with brand campaigns that make headlines, then quietly disappear, with statements made once, never followed by action. That's the danger. Because real allyship is inconvenient. It costs time, energy, and sometimes money. It challenges your peers. It risks your comfort. But performative allyship? It just takes a Canva template and a trending hashtag. So the next time a brand, a celebrity, or a friend makes a statement, ask yourself, who benefits from this performance? And what are they doing when the cameras are off? The truth is, performative allyship isn't just harmless, it's harmful. Because it clogs the conversation. It takes up space that should belong to lived experience. It creates noise instead of change. It tells people, you've done enough because you posted something. And it tells brands, you're on the right side because your campaign trended. But trending isn't justice. Look at the aftermath of every viral moment. The hashtag rises, the merch drops, the brand rebrands. But the root causes, still there. Police budgets grow. Inequality deepens. Corporate profits climb. And the communities at the center of the crisis are still fighting to be heard. This is how the system stays intact. by absorbing dissent and selling it back to us as style. It takes real outrage and turns it into branding. It takes real pain and uses it to sell makeup, sneakers, and soft drinks. And when people get tired of seeing all the statements with no substance, it becomes easy to dismiss the whole thing. To say, activism doesn't work. To say, everyone's just performative. And that cynicism, that helps the system too. Because if everyone's fake, no one feels compelled to try. If activism is a joke, we stop expecting anything better. And if change feels impossible, apathy becomes the norm. But here's the good news. We can tell the difference between signal and noise, between performance and principle. Real allyship doesn't center the ally, it centers the impacted. Real allyship is measured by what you do offline, by who you hire, by where your money goes, by how you use your power when no one's watching. It's asking hard questions at work. It's standing up when it's unpopular. It's giving up space, not just sharing it. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be real. Because the goal isn't to look good. It's to do good, even when it's messy, even when it's slow, even when it doesn't trend. So the next time you see a viral post, ask, who made it? Who benefits? What are they risking? If the answer is nothing, it's probably a performance. And if you're wondering what to do instead of perform, here's a start. Listen more than you speak. Follow people with lived experience. Support grassroots orgs, not just big-name nonprofits. Talk to your community, not just your followers. And act even when it's uncomfortable. Because real change isn't aesthetic. It's not always polished, it doesn't go viral, it doesn't always feel good. But it matters. At Filtered Society, we believe allyship is more than a post. It's a practice. One that challenges systems, not just algorithms. So if you're tired of fake progress, you're not alone. Let's go deeper. Let's stay uncomfortable. Let's move past the performance and into action. Because behind every trend is a truth. And it's our job to bring it to light. No filters, no slogans, no shortcuts. Just the messy, necessary work of showing up. For real. We don't need louder allies. We need braver ones. Not just on social media, but in rooms where decisions are made, where budgets are set, and where policies take shape. That's where change happens. That's where allyship matters most. Real allyship is sustained. It's long-term. It exists in the quiet moments, not just the public ones. It adapts, evolves, and persists. And above all, it listens, even when it's uncomfortable. Because listening is the first step to change. And the people most affected by injustice should always be the ones leading the way. The choice isn't between silence and performance. The choice is between shallow gestures and deep commitment. Let's choose depth. Let's choose courage. Let's choose to act. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Allyship doesn't stop when the post goes up. It starts when the spotlight fades. The world doesn't need more statements. It needs solidarity. Not for a moment, but for a movement.